Hi, my name is Jeff Dollarhide, and this is my video presentation for my Deaf Cultures class at ASL 116. I interviewed a woman named Tammy. She told me that when she was born to hearing parents, and she was an only child. She also was hearing until the age of 2. At 2 years old, she contracted spinal meningitis and lost her hearing. Over the period of about 10 or so years, she completely lost her hearing. In preschool, her parents allowed her to go to a deaf preschool where she interacted with other deaf kids, but she was not allowed to learn sign language. In elementary school, she was still not allowed to learn sign language because she was what was called at the time mainstreaming. That's where they put people with disabilities in the same classes as other students without disabilities. Now, for 1 hour a day, she was taken to what they called a deaf teacher, who allowed her to get extra help on things that she wasn't able to understand during the day with a normal teacher. She felt extremely isolated, but in elementary school, she did have 2 to 3 friends. Middle school, the friends dropped out because she wasn't able to keep up with the social cliques and the social interactions of that age group. And in high school, she didn't have any friends. She wasn't even allowed to have an interpreter, but they did something called steno interpreting, which is basically meant she got a transcript of whatever was said in that class for that day. She didn't have any friends in high school, so she had to work extra hard and feel extra isolated. Now, when she got to college, they provided more services for her, and she ended up getting her master's degree in English, which seems a little strange to me. During her school years, they tried to force her into something that's called oralism, which is an idea that deaf kids are often forced into, where they try to make them hear, which seems kind of silly to me. You can't make somebody hear. And they try to teach them how to talk. A large part of her extra time was spent in things like speech therapy, teaching her how to pronounce words, how to make things happen. Instead of teaching sign, they teach them how to talk. Now, she told me that going through her life, she learned more and more how to read sign language. She learned sign language when she was 12 years old because she had to beg her parents to let her learn sign language because she wanted to learn how to say a song in sign language. And it took her over 10 years to become fluent in sign language because at no point was she ever taught sign language. She had to learn it completely on her own. She also told me that she's very good at lip reading, which is not the best way to communicate because lip reading is known to be inaccurate. Most people lip read when tested only achieve 30 to 40% accuracy in lip reading. So that's never been a good solution for people in the deaf community. She told me that she didn't really feel integrated in the deaf community until COVID. Because during COVID, she'd been taught to lip read, but everybody is wearing masks, so she wasn't able to learn to lip read. And that's when she refocused on sign language and refocused on how to do things in the deaf community instead of the hearing community. So I really think that people that have been mainstreamed are going to struggle more than people that were just taught sign from the beginning. And that's the end of my presentation.